What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleaves. We're here to talk about Ethereum. We're here to talk about XRC. Get it together, Believes. XRP. The SEC chief can't answer basic questions, and then Hester Peirce comes in hot and says, just basically ignore him. And that really happened. So we're going to talk about all that and more. Bitcoin can now be custodied by a bank, moving around SEC regulations. Do you know what that means? What that means is things have changed. It means that there is now an administration potentially in charge, and it doesn't matter which administration, who are intending to be pro Bitcoin. In fact, Mark Cuban came out yesterday, and he's not a member of administration. He's just a billionaire that isn't psychotic and crazy and didn't spend $44 billion to buy something that he turned into a $2 billion business. But he's a billionaire that has the opportunity to talk to and be part of at least the Harris campaign. And what he said is that he is now firmly under the belief that no matter who is president in this next election, Gary Gensler, you are out, baby. You are gone. Speaking of outs, did you know the Chicago White Sox won last night and avoided having the worst record of all time? You can't break any records for nothing if you're a White Sox fan. It's unbelievable, right? All right, so guys, listen, this is going to be a good one. Whales accumulating, SEC in psycho mode. Ethereum, $3,000 Ethereum coming very, very soon. What's going on over there? Luna Classic is rallying as we speak. All of this stuff and more on The Price is Right. I'm just kidding. The price is never right. Let's talk about crypto. Let's do it metalcore style. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I can read a chart like a Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin because I say the lines. Yeah, my words are who I am. But don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleaves, I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleaves, I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I built a crypto channel streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, go fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. Yeah, my words are who I am. But don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleaves, I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleaves, I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I built a crypto channel streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. You might wonder who I am. All right, guys. Hope you're having a good morning. I am just trying to get logged into a bunch of different stuff that I wanted to show you. First among them, let's talk about it. First of all, fear and greed index. Let's go over this. 59 right now. Now, listen, I hope you guys have been listening to what I've been telling you about the fear and greed index. And I hope you understand what I'm saying when I say this. The important part is when we get to like 70 or 80, it might be time for you to consider changing your allotment in your portfolio because we could be cooked at that point. Now, we're getting there towards the end of September, so there is a real distinct possibility that I am completely wrong about this. Okay. But the market does not like to sit in fear and greed for too long, especially in accumulation or distribution phases. So it is potential that we see a big and strong reversal and a dump happening in the market. Okay. Just be warned. Now, if you're a spot holder and you're just holding on for dear life to see what happens, then just continue to hodl. But if you are looking from a profit perspective, then you might want to at least consider some of your more high risk assets, liquidating those around that 70 or 80 level, just to make sure that you are in line with what historically happens in these markets. Now, with that being the case, go check out Margex if you haven't already. Margex is one of the new exchanges out here. And look, I'm in blue, right? They're in blue. Doesn't that seem kind of neat or cool, if you will? This is what the futures trading looks like. And by the way, oh, you know what? I can't get in there because I'm not logged in. I don't log in because I don't have crypto wallets or anything on this computer anymore. But look, you've seen it all before. It's a nice, clean layout. Definitely go sign up to Margex today. And look, this helps me out. Margex is one of my partners. So very important that you guys, if you want to help me, hit that like button and engage with these guys. KCEX is where I do most of my trading. Jumpex is where I'm also doing a lot of trading right now. And my copy trading account is set up with Jumpex. So if you guys are so inclined and interested, then sign up at Jumpex, which has the green, which you also know I use green a lot. So, and by the way, that doesn't make them good exchanges because they use color coordination that I like. Just makes it easy on my eyes to look at it from that perspective, if you will. Also, KCEX. This is my other one right here, and they're in all black, but very easy on the eyes, if you will. And by the way, let's go look at my short. Remember, I went short on Bitcoin, so I'm trying to will this market into a dump. And I'm down right now about 43% on a $500 long that I'm in right now. So can I get there? I don't know. I do think that the market is due for a correction again because we're starting to get cooked. So I think that there is an opportunity right here for some downward momentum. Will we see it? I don't know. This market really looks good. The market really looks good right now. And my estimation here would be that the likeliness of this might be pretty low right now. I'm just waiting for just one of those scam wicks that comes with market makers when you look at the liquidity pool and you see there's a lot of money sitting down in this range right here. When you come to the 3-day and you start looking at it a little bit further down, you're like, you know what, it makes perfect sense that you would want to come down here and kind of wick in this range. Look where it came, and there's no money. So what is it really doing right now? Do you know what I mean? Like when you look at it and you see, well, you grab this right here and then it stopped right here. And why is it not coming into this range? Well, as you start to zoom out and as you start to look at it from longer time frames, then you see that in these time frames, there's a lot of money sitting down in these ranges here. So I gotta think that there has to be, especially when you look at it from this context, because there's two places that we're going to go: 67,200 and 57,400, right? So if that's the case, 57,200, I'm sorry. If you look at it this way, the easier money and the bigger pool is all of this right here. So it feels like there needs to be one more dump. Now, that does not mean there will be. We could just get left behind. That's the way this market works. But when I'm looking at it, that's what I see right now. So again, we could still go up. We could still be hitting the 65, 66 thousand. We could go all the way up to 67,002, maybe even up to 70,000. But the more likely scenario, when you move out, by the way, there's no incentive in those ranges really, other than right there at about 67,200. That's the spot where if you're going to spike, that's where you're going to spike to. But there's also way more money sitting down here in these ranges right here. So we'll see what happens over the next little while. But guys, I think it looks like the market is coming down. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the weasel in the room? And that weasel right here This, if you don't know, this is Gary Gensler seen here showing how many fingers he can put up his colon in a single time. The whole fist, Gary? Wow. You're a sporting sort of boy. Anyway, Gary Gensler yesterday was in testimony with Congress, having conversations about it, and he really thought he was funny with a bunch of people who just don't find him amusing at all. And he was asked some very, very, very simple questions, and he just could not answer. First among them was this gentleman right here. This is Richie Torres. Richie Torres is, I think he's out of New York. He, a Democrat, and he asked this question and he says to Gary Gensler, and Gary Gensler immediately knew it was a setup. And he said, I mean, Chairman Gensler, I buy a ticket to the New York Yankees and then I resell that ticket. Now, am I selling a security when I do that? And he go, well, it's depending on the ultimate underlying circumstances about which. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm asking you whether if I buy a New York Yankees ticket. The purpose of the New York Yankees ticket is to give me access to a New York Yankees game. Now, if that is the case, is it a security? And he's like, well, there's the underlying expectation. And he's got a lot of conversation that he's having about it right now. But Richie Torres is having none of it. And he's asking him specifically, hey, wait a minute, let's talk. Let's talk about this for real, not for pretend, but how is this an investment contract, but NFTs are not? So, and by the way, there was a lawsuit, and it escapes me right now. I think who was he talking about over here? Yeah, so here we go. As a matter of fact, let's Stoner Cats. So Stoner Cats gave you an opportunity to buy a Stoner Cat NFT for $800 with the expectation of that $800 that you would get access to the Stoner Cat thing. And by the way, let's take a moment right here. Let's actually just watch it because I think that the volume works. Let me know if the volume doesn't work on this. I'm going to try to do this right now. Can you guys hear this? All right, well, I tried. Anyway, so the question here is, Mr. Gensler claims that NFTs are securities. I see no legal difference between a Yankees ticket that offers access to a Yankees game and an NFT that offers access to an animated web series, as in the case of Stoner Cats. Mr. Gensler is misclassifying collectibles, arts, and tickets as securities. So, there becomes the question, the underlying asset, which is the NFT in this situation, how is it any different from a ticket to a ball game? Now, I did have what I might call a doink who came out and he said, I thought that I had something here where I read this and it was kind of wild here. By the way, by the way, can we all take a moment and recognize Carolyn Ellison is off the market? So, guys, put it back in your pants. Caroline Ellison, she's going to be gone for 24 months. She's going on a secret mission, if you will, and she could be gone for a little while. So, if you, if you didn't get your shot, You're gonna have to wait a little while. Also, she's gonna have to give up that $11 billion. So I assume for you guys, she looks far less attractive today than she did 2 years ago when you found out that she was worth $11 billion. So shout out to Caroline Ellison for locking that shit up for 2 years, guys. My bad. So I'm sorry you missed out, guys. Anyway, so my point here was that Richie Torres can't tell the difference between what an NFT, what a security is, and a commodity, according to some people on the internet, because they said, "Well, the Stoner Cats are an investment contract in a process." And I asked somebody, "Hey, can I get a copy of the investment contract?" And guess what? There is no investment contract. Now, what they said was, well, you get the Stoner Cat, and then there was a comment that they made where you could sell it for access to it for even more, or right, or even less. That's how Yankees tickets work too. So none of this changed anything. It's just ridiculous the way that they tried to frame this whole thing. And it was so disingenuous. And Gary Gensler was trying his best to try to stick the landing on it. And it was just horrible. It was just unbelievable. And then we got into something which I didn't like, by the way. And this guy right here, Tom Emmer. Now listen, Tom Emmer's the majority whip. He was the one that was running this thing, and basically all he was doing was attacking Gary Gensler. And I don't think he is weird. Okay, it should be noted. If you look at this guy, then the one question that you have to ask is, Jesus Christ, Tom, how high is your blood pressure? I mean, doesn't this guy look like he's about to have a stroke, even when his in his natural seated position of doing nothing except being in Congress? Like, this guy is just like, ooh, Jesus Christ, loosen that necktie, if you will, just a little bit. Boy, get a bigger shirt or something, because you look like you're about to strangle yourself. You know what I mean? Anyway, not a big fan of him. Okay. He's mean. He's just a mean spirited sort of guy. And for those of you that know, I'm a nice person. So, it just, to me, he kind of strikes me as a little bit of a weirdo. Okay. Just my opinion. However, he went in on the attack with Gary Gensler, and what he did was, and there was a bunch of moments over here. He tells SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, "We could not have had a more historically destructive or lawless chairman in the SEC." That's actually true. As far as it goes back, recent memory, this has been the guy. Also, your inconsistencies on this issue when he's talking about crypto regulation, your inconsistencies on this issue have sent this country back. We could not have had a more historically destructive or lawless chairman of the SEC. Now, that's the hot button thing. And by the way, he asks a very simple question, and this was unbelievable. Unbelievable. He said, Chairman Gensler, does leadership start at the top? And Gary Gensler was like, "Well, I mean, what? Wait, I mean, what? I mean, there's a lot of people, but okay." Which was wild. Which was wild. Leadership 101, everything starts at the top and works its way down. So to hear a chairman of the SEC saying something like that is just absolutely bonkers and absolutely wild. So if you haven't already, I would encourage you to go listen to some of this testimony. And then in closing, along with this, and by the way, one of these things was debt box. Let's go back here and let's talk about this, because this is one of the things that Tom Emmer was talking about here. And he says, "Does the fact that we're talking about this today even slightly embarrass you?" And then he says, and Gary Gensler's like, "Yeah, the matters of this case were not well handled." Uh, Whack, 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 whack. And he was like, "Yeah, it was the worst. It was historically bad." Some lawmakers have criticized the SEC's approach in regulating crypto, including top Democrat Maxine Waters, who said, "The SEC is doing its very best job of ensuring that our capital markets remain the envy of the world. It's doing everything it can to make sure that everything is just fine. Everything is just fine. Everything's just fine. Gary Gensler, you is a good man. You're a good man. I thank you so much for everything that you do." or whatever stupid shit she says, right? So um, um, he says that, and this is one of the things Harris said that she's going to get into digital assets and stuff like that, right? So that starts to happen, and you start to hear a little bit about it. And then the next thing that happens after that is that this guy comes along, Mark Cuban. For those of you that don't know who Mark Cuban is, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, billionaire. He says that Kamala Harris, he believes now, after having conversations with her, is going to fire Gary Gensler. So I am, look, none of this changes my vote, but it does make me happy that, even if he who shall be nameless loses, even if he loses, that Gary Gensler's gone. There's no path forward for Gary Gensler. There's no path forward. So I think the realization or the potential for Gary Gensler to be gone has gone up exponentially. There's no path forward for him at the SEC. He's the biggest clown in the history of the position, and he will go down as the worst SEC commissioner of all time. Also, by the way, there is a lot of conversation about this that has been coming out just recently. And the conversation that has been coming out has really been about changing so that there's no chairman and that there's actually a committee that is involved here instead of one single person overseeing it. So that would be actually a really good move. Now, before we get into Luna Classic, there's one more thing. Hester Peirce is one of the people. She's a very pro crypto commissioner for the SEC, and what she said was very, very interesting. She said that banks are now able to custody Bitcoin and bypass the SEC rules. Bypass the SEC rules, you say? Yeah, SAB 121. So there is just in case you guys are not reading in between the lines here, the Biden administration has made a change. SAB 121 was vetoed by Joe Biden, and it said that banks could not hold Bitcoin on their ledger, but that has now changed, even though SAB 121 is currently out there. And by the way, SEC is basically Security Accounting Bulletin, for those that are wondering what that is. But that said that you could not have Bitcoin on your ledger, on your books, if you are a bank, right? Well, Hester Peirce said, ignore that. That's not even a thing anymore. So it looks like there's been a change in policy that we have not seen play out yet. So we could be looking at a reversal of policy to give way to Kamala Harris going forward by the Biden administration, potentially, or the Trump administration, whichever one is going to be in power. There's already some changes that have taken place. So very interesting to see Hester Peirce come out here and just step right into Gary Gensler's face and be like, you don't know me. You don't know me. How many fingers can you fit up there? Ew, the whole hand? Gross, dog. You know, there's two of them. There's two. Gary Gensler has a twin. I'm saying it again. Gary Gensler has a twin. That means that somebody was like, baby, you so beautiful. I want to make two with you. Wow. So yeah, he's got a twin. A twin. A twin. Ooh. Oh, there's two Gary Genslers. That is so gross. Anyway, so it looks like the Harris administration, more pro crypto than the previous administration for sure. But this also helps maybe clear the way just a little bit so that even if worst case scenario, the Harris administration is the law of the land, that we're going to be at least a little bit more pro crypto than we were before. And again, I like it doesn't change my vote at all, but I'm just one vote, we'll see what happens. So next up, Luna Classic. Just so you guys know, if you haven't already, Luna Classic is in a position right now that Terraform Labs, which was a creator originally of everything here with Duquan, Terraform Labs is winding down. They will be out of business. The bankruptcy is approved in 5 more days, or it has been approved. Anyway, they have until October 30th to completely wind down everything and be completely done with with anything they have. They have to sell off Station. They have to sell off all of their assets, everything. But Chris Amani just updated everybody and said, look, by October 30th, everything is going to be winded down. Terraform Labs will no longer exist. But they said Wednesday they revealed their plan regarding the shutdown of operations. Chris Amani confirmed receiving an order from the bankruptcy court to wind down operations. In an X post on September 25, Terraform Labs revealed progress with third-party discussions to take over operations of some of its products and services. With confirmation from Terra CEO Chris Amani, the company's products and services will be shut down on October 30th, 2024. TFL hints that discussions with third parties are likely failing. This could possibly be due to the SEC's scrutiny and low interest in the product. The company is selling 4 businesses: Enterprise, Warp Protocol, Station Wallet, and Alliance Hub. Now, in the event, I'm going to be trying today to move my Station Wallet over to Kepler using my seed phrase. So if that's successful, then I will post that on X and let you guys know that it's safe to move everything over to Kepler at this point. But remember, once you have your seed phrase, just because you can't access Station Wallet doesn't mean you wouldn't be able to access it through Kepler. So I'm going to check that out today and see if that import works perfectly. And if it does, then we'll be fine. And we'll just move everything over to Kepler until the Juris wallet comes out. Juris wallet, I think, is the big one that most of us are going to want to use. So hopefully that's going to be what we end up using. Also, this date also coincides with the shutdown of the shuttle bridge interface to burn crypto assets such as LUNC and Luna and all of the different ones that they've been burning for the last little while. Now, in the meantime, that did cause the Luna Classic price to start surging. Luna Classic price is up today about 2% on the day. So it is working. It is getting people a little bit enthused and a little bit excited, and a continuation of what we've seen, which is the recovery after this last dump of alt assets. Remember, March was when the alt assets really started to rip, and that's when we got kind of the local top around March 24. And since then, it's been downward pressure as people are exiting the market for the summer. And now we're getting into the fall. We're getting into October, November, October, if you will. And with that being the case, then hopefully we get a nice little pump and a nice little continuation of it. So we'll be watching for that to happen. Now, in the meantime, another thing that's happening over here is Ethereum. The funding rate for Ethereum has surged, which means that Ethereum is probably going to have a big time price rally. Popular blockchain analytics CryptoQuant reported that the 30-day moving average of the Ethereum funding rate has turned bullish after a prolonged period of decline. This shift aligns with the broader market recovery and in the Ethereum price surge of over 15% in the last week. The surge in the Ethereum funding rate shows an uptick in the buying activity among futures traders. So a sustained increase in funding rates could lead to further ETH price surge in the midterm. Now, I'm going to give you some real good news, baby birds. Open your mouths because I'm about to feed you, okay? And this is crazy when you look at it. Now, this is yesterday. This is the Bitcoin ETF flow. And as you can see, we had another $136 million day after a positive day before, a positive day before, a positive day before. That never happened. That's bullshit. Then a big positive day, big positive day, and a positive day. So we had one negative day in the last, 8 days? I think they keep on here, or 9 days, 10 days, whatever it is. We've had a really good run. It's 10 of them. So 9 of the last 10 days, or I'm sorry, 8 of the last 9, because one of them is today. 8 of the last 9 days have been inflows, and 5 of them have been over 90 million. So the business with the business with Bitcoin is picking up. But you might ask, what is going on, Bleeze? What are you talking about? Well, the reason I'm excited is because this is the first time that you've seen in a long time massive inflows. Remember, we had massive outflows on Ethereum yesterday. Well, guess what? We followed that up with a massive inflow. Guys, we haven't seen an inflow like this since, let's go back. We haven't seen it. There we go. Since early August. That was the last time we saw an inflow of this level. And there's only been 3 of them above 60 million. Okay. So this was the third best inflow in a single day for Ethereum. that is incredibly bullish. Now, you don't want it to be followed, or you don't want to you don't want that inflow to have an enormous outflow the day before. That's not optimal. That's not how price action is going to really appreciate. But people are going to look at this data and they're going to say $60 billion in inflows to Ethereum means that the price would probably start to pump. So, just consider for a second here that the flows are starting to move to benefit Ethereum. So it is very possible that we're looking at a big, big, big pump getting ready to happen for Ethereum. So I would start watching that and seeing what happens. Now, in the meantime, the SEC did postpone the decisions on BlackRock and Bitwise for the spot Ethereum ETF options contract. Now they're opening up for discussion. That's what the SEC does every single time. This was scheduled for Thursday. The decision is now postponed to November 10. So it's after the election. So no matter who is elected, I get a sense and a feeling here, a real sense and feeling here that it's going to be approved no matter what, because now we will have cleared that election hurdle. And if they push it one more time, I don't know what the final date is yet, but if they push it one final time, then it's going to definitely be approved. So bear that in mind. So this is a big move. This is going to be the start of something really, 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 really big. Ethereum ETF options, it's going to get cray dog. So this might be the time right now. Look, I'm telling you right now, I thought maybe 2,500 was going to be the move, but right now, accumulate Ethereum. Just accumulate some Ethereum, because I think it's about to get wild what's going to happen. And I think Ethereum is going to be a lot more important to this market than any of us really previously thought. Now, in the meantime, it should be noted that XRP, and I did have an XRP video came out this morning. I'm doing 3 videos a day. I'm doing an XRP video, a Luna Classic video, and this live stream. That's what I'm going to do. That's my schedule for the moment. And the XRP video came out a little bit late today, but I want to start doing it at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then this show at 9 o'clock, and then the Luna Classic at 1 p.m. I think that seems like to me a pretty good schedule. So going to try to do that, and we'll see how that happens. Now, whale alert. 200 million XRP, $117 million was transferred from Ripple to an unknown wallet. Now, what does this correspond with? And it seems like people know what this wallet is, and it could be that this wallet is the wallet that's going to be used to pay the SEC. So it may not be too much here. So I don't think that this is going to be a big deal, but we do know now that it was transferred from Ripple to an unknown wallet. That unknown wallet, by the way, that might be the SEC, just so you guys know. I don't think that it is. I think they'll transfer it to cash. I think they probably have a buyer for 200 million. I think that's probably the most likely scenario here. They got a buyer for 125 million on this, and they transferred it to that person. So I believe that we'll probably see that payment being made by October 7, once whatever time frame it is, and then XRP. All of the problems will be a thing of the past, and now we'll be looking to the future. Remember, Brad Garlinghouse has said that there are 10 different countries that are using XRP right now, and that's only going to go up. It's only going to go up. You should get real bullish on XRP real fast, because there's a lot happening in the background, and I think it's going to continue just being awesome, right? Along with that, the money supply approaches new highs. What does that mean? Well, money supply, when you have money supply way up, what that means is there's a lot of liquidity entering the market. There's a lot of liquidity entering the market. Then guess what that means? That means price start to surge on risk assets, because there's tons of money in the market. In August alone, the M2 money supply rose 1%, and the Fed trimmed rates by 50 basis points. Also, China is adding liquidity in. Aggressive monetary easing by China and the US Federal Reserve has driven asset price increases, with cryptocurrencies leading the charge since the recent FOMC meeting. Growth of the M2 money supply, with a CAGR of 7% in the past 5 years, has been closely linked with the performance of the S&P. So, on September 24, we'll put it this way. Let's do this. You can't really make this out too well, but right here, 2024 is the best year-to-date performance this century for gold. So risk-based assets are really in vogue right now, and this is probably going to continue. You are not bullish enough on cryptocurrency, guys. I'm telling you right now, you are not bullish enough. As a matter of fact, you guys know, again, I just showed you a little while ago. I'm on that short right now. It's at 44%. I'm down 44%, and I'm about to just say, you know what? To hell with it. Yeah, but I'm gonna wait and see if I can get 63 out of it. I entered at 61,000. And what I really thought, by the way, is I thought we were going to get one more dump when I looked at the chart. By the way, let me show you exactly what I thought here when it was happening here. I thought that what we were going to do is the market was looking structurally kind of weak right here, and it looked like it was just kind of extended. And then we came down here. To 53, and I got, I got it right over here. This was a couple days ago, that I entered, 61 right around here. And I thought, you know what, we're at the heart line of it. The market usually likes to dump when it comes to these Fed rate cuts like this. And there's a big Fed rate cut, so that should spook risk assets in the market, but it did not. It did not at all. So we didn't also get that explosive move. And we're starting to get a lot of wicks here at the top, which means that there's a lot of people selling and there's still bearish sell pressure. So, it's going to take a big spike to make it move. But otherwise, I thought that, what we're going to see is boom, we're going to see a test of this bottom of the channel one more time. And then we're going to see a breakout up here. That would make more sense based on the way the market is moving, with this heart line being kind of right there. So when we're at that 61 level at that heart line, I'm thinking that, I'm taking a gamble and a risk that it was going up. And I just guessed wrong on that one. Or for now, I've guessed wrong. I still don't know if it's going to continue. The US market still looks good. It doesn't look bad. Now the Dow Jones down 165 points today. Crypto is down 11 billion. It was down, I'm going to say 25 billion a few hours ago. So I'm still waiting to see whether the market moves in a different direction and we get a little bit more out of it. But for the moment right now, I would be watching for that money flow, to see how this plays out. That money flow, I think, is a very big deal. And when that money flow is good, then the rest of the market is going to be good here, Tater. Now, MSI, let's talk MSI here real quick. Don't really have any kind of huge announcements for MSI, but, and that's a mighty big but. Uh, a lot of conversation right now is just about the community and everything like that. Pablo, not really out here talking a whole lot. Rodney is out here, talking about MSI. So, hopefully it won't do like Rodney's token, which by the way is now I think $11. You know what I mean? $11, I think it is. So hey, recovery. And Visa, by the way, did you know Visa got sued? Visa got sued. Crazy. By the way, the MSI card is sponsored by Visa. So that's why I'm telling you. Anyway, not a lot going on with MSI. DevvE, we've got some more DevvE stuff happening over here as well. With the DevvE stuff being, they're translating everything into different languages, in order to provide more opportunity for people around the table, if you will, so that everybody can kind of check it out and get in. There's an AMA, and it is it's going to be in the dev chat. It's going to be in the chat, and I think it was maybe yesterday. And it was AMA, or they call it AAA, Ask Austin Anything, as the spokesperson for it. Remember Ray Quintana, who is the CEO. He is also at, he's with global leaders on sustainable development, digital governance, and safeguarding future generations at the UN Summit. So there's really a lot going on here. I mean, really a lot going on here with this. So I'd be looking for something, to happen with DevvE a lot sooner than later. Okay. So and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just saying to you right now that you should be checking it out because you are going to miss out on one of those just epic, epic, epic sort of runs if you don't. Okay. And then finally, The Rock says, you know what? I got to pull up on the screen, by the way, because uh, it's too good to pass up. You know what I mean? Coins Chicks Coin again, all-time high. So every day we keep talking about this. Every day I keep telling you. Yesterday I kind of said, "Look, guys, are you just like what is wrong with you? Like, is something broken in your brain? Are you not listening? Are you not hearing the Rock when the Rock says?" And here we are all-time highs over and over and over again. It's consolidating at the top of the market. Like, guys, are you crazy right now? If you're in here and you're in this chat and you don't have any Coins Chick Coin, there's something wrong. Something's broken inside you, and I can't fix it. And you're not going to make it. You won't make it through the bull run. You won't. You're not going to make it. You might make it, but you're not going to make it. You know what I mean? And the reason, look, 148,000 market cap. Then we've got over here about 43,000 in liquidity. You've got a really good crew of people who are dedicated to the project, and it's only going up from here. You're about to get into the crazy, crazy portion of the market. And if you're in the crazy, crazy, crazy portion of the market, what's going to happen to some of these low cap gems? What's going to happen to some of these low cap gems is you're going to get this exponential, explosive sort of growth, right? I mean, why can't this be a $14 million market cap? And you know what a 14 million market cap is? That's 100x. Okay. So why can't it go to a 14 million market cap in a bull market? 100x. Think about that. 100x from where you are right now. And all you got to do is put in like 50 to $100 right now and just say, you know what? I got a little bit, just a taste right now. And it's foolish for you not to have just a little bit because look, every day you're looking for something that's going to do this. Every day I'm telling you things that are going to do this. And every day you might not be listening. But this is the one you should listen to me. Also, if you didn't listen to me, then you missed out on 38% pump right now because I told you guys that Exverse on September 24 would no longer have buy pressure or sell pressure because the vesting would be over. And look at what's happened over the last 2 days as the sell pressure is gone right now. Exverse, an hour or a couple hours ago, went up to 3 cents. It was trading at a penny just a couple days ago. And guys, I keep giving you this and I keep telling you it's up 110% from 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, it's up 110%. The buy pressure's gone. And by the way, DevvE, same thing. In November, that's when the vesting process ends for both DevvE and for FIAS, for both of them. And guess what happens at that point? Nobody's selling anymore, right? And then what happens? Price go up. Price go up. And by the way, DevvE price up 100% as well over the last, what is it, 2 weeks. FIAS up almost 100% over the last 2 weeks. So, it's not limited to EXVG, but look, you got to buy at the bottom. You got to accumulate and then just wait for the absolute rip. Also, I'm a little wrong about Trump. I got to be honest with you on this one. The MAGA token, I'm waiting for that explosive move. And I just want you guys to understand. You can say to yourself, "Oh, he's going to win. Everybody wants to vote for him." You can say that, but the market knows what's up, right? So the market is weighing the election right now, and it is not looking good. Now, what that does mean, however, is enormous buy opportunity as we get closer and closer and closer to the election. This thing is going to start ripping. It's going to start an explosive move. I'm telling you right now. So if you have an opportunity, which you have right now, and you had it like $1.70 just a few short days ago, $1.70, right? $1.75, something like that. You had a real opportunity right here, and now it's at 203. And look, it is my belief that it's going to come up to at least $4. So look here, and if I guess if you look at it over a longer time frame here, probably can kind of make out here that this has been kind of prohibitive. That's been the resistance, but it broke above that resistance line it broke above it, and now it's just kind of meandering sort of sideways. And that's usually an indication that you're going to get an explosive move. And then boom, here we go up into this $9-ish sort of range right there, if you will. So if you are so inclined and you are interested, then the Trump token, you got to check it out. Also, don't forget World Liberty Financial coming out very, very soon. So certainly check these things out and don't get caught flat-footed, and make sure you take your profit along the way. Brett's up 6% on the day. PayPay's up 5%. Dog with Had's up 4%. Myro up 2%. DevvE's up 1.5%. Floki dead even. Ben dead even. Pepe dead even. Trademaster down slightly. Volt down about 2%. MSI down about 2.5%. Daddy at about 40 cents, let's call it. FIAS, by the way, FIAS was really having a nice rip. Didn't sustain. Again, the problem that I gave to you before, the problem that I gave to you before, it went up to 1.6 cents, and now it's coming back down to about 1 cent. The problem again, illustrate just the issues that until November, it's not done with the dump. As soon as it starts pumping a little bit, Jeets, if you will, start to sell, because that's what they are. They're paper-handed little bees. So but that's not the end. And there should be some downward pressure. I still think that we got a little bit longer to go for that vesting process. But once that vesting process is over, just like EXVG, just like Exverse, it's gonna come around, bring it around town, and then boom, now you're gonna see it come up into this range right here at about 3 cents. So I think it's just a matter of time at this point. So yeah, and then Ormulus, that's going to be the ZK roll up, and that's from Power. And you can see right here, same thing, just kind of moving in the downward trajectory right now as you work through your trading volume and stuff like that. The project has to launch. The project hasn't launched yet, so just kind of waiting for that. But on to the broader market. We had Exverse up 17%. We got DevvE down about 10% on the day. Is there anybody standing out right now? Band's up 3%. Filecoin's up 3% on the day. So storage is the thing. Manta is up 3.5%. Matic's up 2%. By the way, I saw, and you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this, by the way. I saw somebody talking about Phantom yesterday. Like, you weren't talking about it at 28 cents. You know what I mean? Like, and Phantom had just a huge rip. Phantom, a big move just in the last little while. So hopefully Phantom continues. And look, I think that's one of those projects that if it's in your wallet right now, you're gonna be real happy by the time it's over. Also, Cytochain, gross. We're going to remove this over here. I don't really know any reason for people to be putting their money into Cytochain at this point. Just way too volatile. Veracity, though. Look at this breakout on Veracity right here. 50% breakout over a short period of time. So, start looking around. Also, if you are into traditional finance, this is New Scale Power Corporation. New Scale uses many nuclear reactors. And for those of you that don't know, Microsoft is like bringing back 3 Mile Island, which was an old nuclear reactor that melted down back in the 70s or 80s, I want to say. And they're trying to refit and reharness it in order to use it for what capacity? I think it's for powering AI. So you're going to see a lot of these things pop up, but at the forefront of all this, again, this is traditional finance. Just like if you're interested in gold and silver and precious metals, metal stacks down below, go sign up for them today. Makes a big difference. That certainly helps Karen and myself to continue partnering with her to do this. So and by the way, guys, the important thing here is 2 things for me. Hit the like button, number 1. If you subscribe to the channel, nice. But hit the like button for me so that the thing trends. And then number 2, go sign up for KCEX. Go sign up for Margex. Go sign up for CoinW. Go sign up for 2Bit. Go to Terra Casino and earn. They're giving away millions of dollars right now, or millions of euros anyway. A Cryptonomy.finance for staking, and metal stacks for your gold, silver, copper, and other precious metals. Okay, and gold all-time high. So how soon before copper, silver, and everything else starts just exploding in this market. And I do think, I think I said something really ridiculous the other day. It was cobalt or something like that. There's a new battery. You know what? I'll get clarity on it before I say it because I don't want to give you wrong information. But here's the thing. Look at this new scale since January. In January, it was trading for $1.94. Today, $11.64. And if you take it from the impulse move here, this is the trend reversal, right? Trend reversal from right here, and then going up into this. Look at this, perfectly retracing. It's just perfectly retracing, and it's up at $12 right now in that range. So probably coming up to $17 or $18 to test. Now, I would like to see it come down to about $8. And this is an impulse move that seems to be happening right now. And it seems to be getting, we're kind of getting the tops over here. So if we take this impulse move, then, around $8 or $9 is going to be your entry position right there. So be shrewd and look for that. And by the way, I wonder why I pulled that out. Let me, I'm going to put, all right, so 0.786, and we're going to make that green. There we go. Yeah, $8. So around $8 is going to be an entry position there for new scale if you were so inclined and so interested. So certainly check all that stuff out. Now, I think that gets us boom, 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 boom. We made it. We made it all the way through. All right, cool. So Margex, if you haven't already, KCEX if you haven't already, and Jumpex if you haven't already. That is our time. So it's time to go talk about the Chicago Bears. Are we getting rid of a coach or what? By the way, if you ever want me to talk about one of your tokens or anything like that, tip. You put a tip in here. That's how you get it. Otherwise, we talk about what I want to talk about. And by the way, become a member of the channel. Become a member. You know what? Listen, a lot of scientists are saying, really smart scientists, some of the bigliest scientists in all of bigliness are saying that you are, by definition, 8 points smarter in IQ if you're a member of this channel. And it's only $4.99 a month. So you want to be smarter, you want to be a sharper tack, then become a member of the channel. All right, guys, that's my time. Time to pay some bills. Go check out Cryptonomy, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cryptonomy has over 600 digital assets for you to swap, store, and trade. Cryptonomy is doing a giveaway for $1,000 in your fixed staking deposit. You will randomly receive a bonus of between $50 and $5,000 credited in the native token of your deposit. The way that this works is, number one, make a deposit or create a launch pool contract. Number two, enjoy your staking benefits. And number three, receive a random bonus directly to your deposit. The higher the stake, the greater the potential for reward. All right, folks, we're going for 6 months this time, 29.6 APY on this one. We're going to put in 0.2 Bitcoin. Contract has been created. We're going to earn a 29.6% reward. Guys, Cryptonomy at this point should be your main staking platform. If you are interested in high yield rewards from a platform in order to further your crypto adventure, whatever your journey might be, then Cryptonomy.finance is the place for you. And that's because of the dynamic rewards that have been available from the launch pool. The ROIs are phenomenal, and they continue to yield new funds.